Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
Hi everyone, I'm Jane McCarthy. Spokane native and astronaut Anne McClain will not be going on the first all-female spacewalk this week. NASA says they pulled her off the walk after she expressed concerns over the fit of her spacesuit.
McClain finished her first spacewalk last week, and now people on social media are raising a lot of questions like, did NASA really not check to make sure they had enough spacesuits for women before making the announcement?
KREM 2's Shayna Walltower has more on the subject.
Yeah, we were all excited to watch history unfold. The first female spacewalk, go women, right? But then this happens. We find out that the male astronaut, Nick Hague, is accompanying Cook instead of McClain. So how did this happen? Well, I did a little digging to try and get to the bottom of all of it. Here's NASA's statement on the situation. It says that after McClain's first spacewalk last week, mission managers decided to adjust the assignments due in part to spacesuit availability. The statement continues to say that during her first spacewalk, McClain learned that the large spacesuit that she was wearing was too big, and that she'd instead need to wear a medium suit to feel more comfortable. So after hearing about this, people expressed their questions, concerns, asking NASA, how can you not have extra suits available? Well, NASA responded. They tweeted this out earlier today, saying to stay on schedule with ISS upgrades, it's faster and safer to change spacewalker assignments than to reconfigure spacesuits. So you might be thinking, faster? Can't they just switch out suits? Well, there is another medium-sized suit on the ISS, but they say it wouldn't be ready in time for Friday's walk. McClain tweeted out this video showing her getting a suit ready for the previous spacewalk. It was about a month of fluid changes, cooling checks, getting the suits outfitted. So all in all, it's what seems to be the reasoning behind why McClain won't be going on the upcoming spacewalk. Right now, it looks like she'll be joining fellow astronaut David St. Jacques on the April 8th spacewalk, but that's not set in stone just yet. And there's no word on when we'll actually see the first all-female spacewalk. So we'll continue keeping you all updated on all of this, but for now, I'm Shayna Walltower, KREM 2 News.
And this afternoon, Anne McClain tweeted, coming out of the hatch last Friday is a moment I will not soon forget, and a moment I look forward to repeating on 8 April. What did it look like to me? Exactly what you see reflected on my visor. Wow, look at that.
Man.
Now, she did not say anything about the all-female spacewalk. Meantime, President Donald Trump's national emergency declaration to build a wall along the U.S.-Mexico border cleared a big hurdle today.
The House of Representatives tried and failed to override a presidential veto, which would have blocked the declaration.
The veto of the president is sustained and the joint resolution is rejected.
Democrats did not have the two-thirds majority needed to block a veto. The White House still faces legal challenges to the emergency declaration, which must be resolved in the courts.
The vote was mainly along party lines. Representative Kathy McMorris Rodgers and 13 other Republicans joined Democrats in voting yes to override the president's veto.
The Congresswoman previously told KREM 2 that declaring a national emergency when Congress doesn't give you funding sets precedents for future presidents to do the same.
President Trump met with Republican senators at the Capitol today after filing a legal motion to have the Affordable Care Act completely struck down. Right now, nearly 20 million Americans rely on the law for coverage, and millions more benefit from the law's patient protections. In a legal filing yesterday, the Justice Department sided with a federal judge who ruled the Affordable Care Act unconstitutional based on the insurance mandate. Should that ruling stand, the entire law could be struck down.
The president is always for protecting pre-existing conditions. This president believes that patients should be better protected and have more choices, higher quality, and they don't now.
They say they're going to protect pre-existing conditions as a benefit, pre-existing condition as a benefit, and then they go to court to strip it and strip the whole bill.
The case is still pending in a Louisiana appeals court. It's likely the ruling will be appealed to the U.S. Supreme Court. Washington governor and 2020 presidential candidate Jay Inslee commented on Trump's effort today, saying in part, President Trump's decision to support full repeal of health care for millions of Americans is legally indefensible and morally inexcusable.
The federal bump stock ban took effect today. It was signed into law in the wake of the 2017 Las Vegas shooting where the gunman used 14 rifles modified with bump stocks to fire more than 1,000 rounds into a music festival crowd, killing 58 people and wounding 413 in just 11 minutes. The bump stock is a gun add-on that allows a semi-automatic weapon to fire more rapidly like an automatic weapon. And coming up new at 6 tonight, our Alexa Block examines how many people in Washington have turned their devices in as part of the state's buyback program. Well, last summer we learned about Amazon's plan to build a new fulfillment center near the Spokane International Airport.
You might have seen it now standing tall along I-90. Construction is moving quickly and it's prompting new questions from you. So KREM 2's Amanda Rowley shares what we know so far.
This empty site in the West Plains was initially referred to as Project Rose. We learned about the project in June last year, but plans for the site only suggested a large warehouse would be built there. A month later, Amazon confirmed it's the new location for its 600,000 square foot fulfillment center. Since then, we learned how many people would be employed there. But we wanted to find out more and hopefully answer questions many of you have been asking. So here's what we know so far.
First things first, Amazon plans to hire 1,500 people for the fulfillment center, and they'll be working alongside Amazon robots. Full-time employees will receive competitive hourly wages, benefits, and a 401k, along with 20 weeks of paid parental leave. Amazon spokesperson Siobhan Brown says the hiring process won't start until about 2 months before the center opens. We've also been asked if Spokane will now get same-day or even 2-hour delivery. Brown says Amazon doesn't know yet, and that's because there's a lot of variables that go into Amazon's shipping speeds. Brown says it depends on the customer and shipping speed they select. Prime customers can have orders arrive within 2 days, while other customers can choose other shipping options. As for what will be shipped out of the 600,000 square foot warehouse, Brown says there'll be smaller items such as games, housewares, school supplies, and pet toys.
And while construction seems to be moving quickly, Amazon isn't able to confirm a launch date for the center at this time. Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
We'll keep you posted on that one. Well, despite our warmer temperatures, this is still one of our coldest Marches on record, but we still have a few more days to warm up.
Meteorologist Thomas Patrick in the Weather Center tonight. And any warmer days on the way, Thomas?
Yeah, we'll still squeeze out a few 60s before the month is through. And really the only reason why March is going to end up as a cold month is because of the first half of the month, where it really still felt like February to all of us. But on days like today, that seems like a distant memory, and it really isn't too impactful overall. Still 52 degrees right now, a few puffy cumulus clouds in the sky mixed in with that blue sky. Feels like a nice early spring day. We take you to the GO 16 satellite. You can really see where those puffy cumulus clouds are. It's really located over Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, Deer Park, Sandpoint, while more high cirrus clouds are off over the Palouse. Let's send you back to regular Doppler radar mode. The only thing you see is maybe a little bit of some shower activity way on the northern fringes of the Washington and Canadian border. Otherwise, most of the showers are up in Canada for tonight. So doesn't look like we'll see anything for this evening, but I am still tracking a few rain showers later on in the week. I'll let you know when we'll see those next 60-degree days in our forecast.
Sounds good, Thomas. Thank you very much. Spokane City Hall now open to everyone. City Council members approved an ordinance allowing people to stay in the lobby as long as they want during business hours, as long as they are not causing disruptions.
Today's agreement is only the first step in our ultimate goal of ending this nightmarish epidemic.
The maker of OxyContin, along with the company's controlling family, agreed to pay a groundbreaking $270 million to the state of Oklahoma. The payment is to settle allegations Purdue Pharma helped create the nation's opioid crisis with their aggressive marketing. The state's attorney general made the announcement at Oklahoma State University, which will get the majority of the money. It's to help people recover from addiction. The state of Oklahoma is set to go to trial with several other drug makers in May.
Purdue Pharma is still facing several other lawsuits, including in Washington and Idaho. Several southern Idaho counties are suing the company and other opioid makers, accusing them of fraud, false advertising, and racketeering.
Washington State is also suing Purdue Pharma, arguing that it deceived the public about the dangers of opioid use.